Hi, welcome to Hope in the Light of Suicide. I'm Tammy White. I'm your host and also the founder and CEO of the Bobby White Foundation. Thanks for joining us tonight. First off, have to do this because seriously, we would not even be able to do this if it wasn't for John Gaston and Area 52 Media Group. Hey, and if you want to have your own show like me, contact them. Really great to work with. And Joseph's behind the scenes doing all our tech work for us, and thank him for the great job that he does for us. So also we have our sponsors, DeLay and Gaston from the mortgage firm. Anything mortgages, everything is so complicated out there, man. You want to have somebody that knows what they're doing and can help walk you through no matter what stage that you are in. If you're a first time home buyer or you want to refinance or a veteran, anything, she's your gal. And I mean it. So we still have let's see, what is it? Next week, this coming up week, our support groups. The Spring Hill one is June 11th at the NAMI Hernando office, 6:30 to 7:30. And the Newport Richey West Pasco group is at the Oasis Coffee Spot, same time, 6:30 to 7:30 on June 19th. So if you have any questions, you're not really sure, you can email us. And they don't have it listed as, I don't think, as the times and dates, but on the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, they have a place where you can find local support groups. Even if you're not in our area, they'll have some listed all over the United States. So you can check that out. But I have noticed that the ones who have found us there have been contacting us for times and places, which I think the place is on there. I'll have to double check that and see how that's working right now, because I know we had to update it really not too long ago. So but you can find a support group in your area if you're not close enough to us here in Pasco County or Hernando County. So we do have Art for Hope coming up on September 11th. Same time, or it is the same time, September 11th from 6 to 9 at same place, the Hilton Garden Inn at North Point Parkway. It's right at the Suncoast in 54. We've had it there. This will be our 8th year that they have let us have their venue, and they've hosted the event. We have light hors d'oeuvres, desserts, Leanne's cookies. I need to get her up on here too. Darn it. She's going to be our dessert sponsor again. And besides our support from Area 52 Media Group, which he's been sponsor and support all through this journey, even before we started this show. Number one longest sponsor, Area 52 Media Group. But we have our first sponsor outside of that for this year, and it is the Rotary Club of the Nature Coast, which happens to be the Rotary Club that I'm a member of. So it's really great to have their support, and they're the first one that has got their sponsorship money in for this year. So I'm really happy about that, because been a member of other clubs that weren't so supportive, but we have some really cool news. I don't know really how much I talked about it a couple weeks ago, that Rotary International has these action groups, and there's probably, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 different categories. Well, one of them happens to be mental health. And I had mentioned that I had been doing some research on the action groups. So I can't announce that it is a true go yet, but we've submitted all of our paperwork to the International Board to start our own mental health initiatives action group and it's not for our club alone. It's a district-wide initiative. So it's all the way from Citrus County to Pinellas County I think is our whole Rotary District area. So we're just waiting for confirmation from the Board of Directors for the Mental Health Initiatives Action Groups. Hopefully we'll have that in the next few days. So maybe even by the time this airs, I might be able to announce it on our page. I will as soon as I get the information. So we're really excited about that because it's going to give not only the Bobby White Foundation, but other groups in our area, along with Rotary members and the community, a lot more resources, and to just kind of bring everything all together. I've always, from the very beginning, talked about how not one of our organizations is going to be able to fix this. It has to be a collaboration. And I'm active in Zero Suicide Partners of Pinellas County, Zero Suicide Partners of Hillsborough County, Pasco County SAFE program, which that's our Zero Suicide Partners thing, but Pasco County, we have to name things differently. So and all of these coalitions or organizations are a bunch of organizations that come together, that work together to tackle this issue of mental health and suicide, because it's going to take us all to work together. So I'm just super excited that we'll get to work with Rotary along with this. It fits in perfectly. I actually will be the chair for 2 years and on the board of the directors for the next 6 years, so we can really help lead the way in our community. I got really good feedback from our district governor, who we had to have sign off on it in order for it to go to the next step to international, so that we can get accepted. The words that he wrote to me via email and via text, it really made me feel good. And even as hard as it has been the last 2 weeks, I was kind of like out of sorts last week, but and we're gonna have that, and anybody is gonna be that way, and you can't be hard on yourself, and I tend to do that, but we had been working on this for the last couple of weeks, and sometimes things just don't run as smoothly as you think. It was running smoothly, just not as quickly as I wanted it to go, because other people have things to do in their lives, and they can't be at your beck and call, and I don't know why. But anyway, we got all the signatures from our current district governor, our incoming district governor, and governor nominee. Everybody was on board, which made me really so happy, and got our board of directors all set and our chairs all set. So we're ready to go. And like I said, it's a friend of mine. She's on the board. Jennifer Williams has an organization that's geared towards veterans, and her resources, and mine and my resources, and Rotary. It's just going to be a great thing to be able to all work together and bring all this information and help to our entire community. And the great thing about this isn't just a Rotary thing. If you want to be a part of it, and I can only give so much information because I only know so much until we get our approval. But what I do know is that you don't have to be a Rotary member to be a member of our action group. And I think it's only $25 a year, and you can be a part of our mental health initiatives action group. So as we move along, because mind you, this is going to be kind of a big learning curve for me, a lot like when I started the foundation 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. I don't know, 2018 is when we started the foundation. It's a big learning curve because I did not have this background. I didn't have the background to start a nonprofit, but I guess thankfully, not knowing when I went back to school during the recession to get my bachelor's and master's degree, this is not what I would think I would be doing with it. I have my own business already, but things are moving ahead, and so it. Like I said, it's getting really exciting, and all the people that are involved in getting this going is super, super excited. It just almost like it ignited a fire under a lot of people. So it's really cool. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm just super excited about it. So we also, with that going on, I was able to get back to a couple of the other meetings that I had missed in the last couple months. One of them is our gun safety group, which is a spinoff from our our SAFE program here in Pasco County, and they had some really good and interesting news. I did have to leave that meeting a little bit early because I had a client coming in, and but Alabama has moved forward, and I don't know. I'm gonna try and pull this. I had this up, and it looks like it might have disappeared. Maybe not. Oh, it did kind of. Um, we had talked about we're working towards the Safer Gun program. It's to get to have facilities available for people to store their guns off site from their premises. See if I can pull this up. I had it up and it went away. Oh, wait a minute, maybe it's here. Oh, here it is. I found it. Yay, I found it. Okay, so Alabama was able to finally they've been working on this for a while, and they've also um their coalition or their group in Alabama has been in communications with us, and they're willing to help us out. But they did get something on the books, and I think it went into effect June 1st, and it's called. I think it's called. I'm not good at looking at these. Oh, what would you say they are? I don't know, these documents for these laws or legislations or whatever, but it says SB 40 enrolled relating to firearms, be enacted by the legislature of Alabama. There's three things, but the most important is a firearm hold agreement, a private transaction between a federal firearm licensee and an individual firearm owner where the licensee agrees to: one, take physical possession of the owner's lawfully possessed firearm at the owner's request, hold the firearm for agreed period of time, and return the firearm to the owner. No individual shall have a private cause of action against the federal firearm licensee operating lawfully in the state for returning the firearm to the owner at the termination of the firehold agreement. The immunity from all civil liability provided in subsection shall not apply to any action arising from the firehold agreement if action is a result of unlawful conduct on the part of the federal firearm licensee. So basically what it is, and this is, and I've talked about this before, it's been a little while, where you have a place, say a retail location, say it's a gun shop, and they have lockers or something. You can take your firearm if somebody is in crisis or thinks they're going to be in crisis, and it's a danger to have the firearm. You can take your firearm to the location. They'll secure it for you for a period of time, give it back to you whenever you want. But if by chance, and this is something that has been holding up or keeping a lot of places from doing this, is the liability part of it. Is if they give that firearm back to the person and the person either takes their life or, like this says, anything unlawfully, then the retailer or, gun shop or gun range or whoever it is cannot be held liable for returning that gun for whatever damage is done. This is something that and we've heard it too from some places around here locally that our group has been talking to, is there's a hesitancy, but it's getting more and more that they're willing to do it. And so what we're working towards is two things, is to get a law similar to this on the books for Florida, and get buy-in from more shop owners or gun ranges that have the space and the means to be able to store the guns safely until the crisis has been averted. So this is really exciting that this is in Alabama, is now taken effect. It's into law. And as we know, these things take a long time, but that's what we're working towards here in Florida. So we're working, like I said, on a twofold thing. So it's getting the law on the books similar to this for Florida, and getting more of the retailers, whether it be the gun shops or the gun ranges or whatever, to be able to have safe storage. Guns are locked up wherever the safe storage is. So we've I forgot to download the picture. There is we did get Michelle, who leads our group, she's from the VA, sent us a picture, showed us a picture of these lockers. They were basically just like regular lockers, probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 foot tall, had locks on them and stuff. I guess they're tall enough so that if you had a rifle, you could put a rifle in there. And she had this place had like 4 of these lockers, and that was their safe gun storage for something just like this. So hopefully, as we keep talking and engaging, and we're getting more engagement, I believe, from several of the shop owners in our area. And that's the thing, is getting getting buy-in from them. They know, and there are a couple places. I think there's a place, and I don't know the name of it. I'm gonna have to remember that and write it down. There is a place in Pinellas County that already does this, and I think more and more places are really beginning to see how important this is. And I'm gonna. Sometimes this is just really hard, but so this is kind of why. Let me go to this other one. Oh no, it was on the same one. Oh no, it wasn't on that one. Maybe it was on that one. Nope, it was that one. Oh, come on. Now I'm not gonna get it to do. Well, if it pulls up, then I'll tell you. But so I was also at the our SAFE meeting, and we got the report from Pasco County Sheriff's Office. Let's see if this. Oh, I know why. This will go this way probably. It's not doing it. Shoot. This kind of is part of the gun thing. So when we get our reports from Pasco County Sheriff, it's just the reports from the Sheriff's Department. So that means that our city police, which there's 4 cities that have their own police department. And so their reports are not included in this. So obviously, most of the time, the reports that we get are low. They're not completely accurate. They're accurate for Pasco County Sheriff's Department. But in April, in Pasco County, we had 3 suicide cases, which one's too many, but it was a tremendous drop from February and March. It was a 40% decrease from March. And in February, I think it was, I'll tell you in a minute. I know it's in here. February has been the highest month so far in our year for our statistics. Males made up 78% of the cases in 2025. Now this is current 2025. So far in 2025, 78% are males. 20 cases involved white subjects. 1 was Asian. 46% had family involved, either notified or on scene. The average age was 59 years old. Now, this is where the firearms come in. 90%, and this is for 2025, so from January to probably April, because we don't have the May statistics. 90% used firearms. 84% had no documented history of mental health. Yeah. I wish I could find that. And I'm trying to remember, because I saw this and it's in the same email. I don't know why I can't get it to open. Maybe I can get it to open this way. See if that will make it work. No, that's the act. It's the first one. Maybe. Oh, darn it. Anyways, okay. I'm going to think off the top of my head. I'm pretty good at visualizing this. I don't remember what the year was. Anyways, firearms are used most in suicides. In the general public, I think it was 53% were firearms. In the veterans community, it was more like 73%. So these things are so super important. I'm trying to, I don't know why that won't pull up. Oh well, computers. So, that's why this is so important, that we work on these things. Also, getting a little bit off the firearms things, but like in our community, and I've mentioned this before, the majority of our suicides are white males. It's like just 49 years old is the average. Okay, 55 and older, 45 and older. So also our SAFE program, and as soon as we get it, they're redoing it, getting it updated, and I think we're on our final final review, sort of. I think that's it. Of it is we're putting together a flyer, and it's geared towards the seniors in our community, and it's an information flyer for help, mental health, and resources, like tons of resources. As soon as we get that finalized, I'll have that available. It's a 2-sided document, and this flyer is going to go out into our community here in Pasco County. They were talking with maybe having it at Publix, at the Publix pharmacy. We're keeping our fingers crossed. Also, our assisted living facilities, all of the organizations in our county that are geared towards the older population, which now I'm fitting in. I mean, I'm a year older than Bobby was when he took his life. He was 62. So he was in that population. But it's hopefully a way that we can get more information and resources out into the community, into that population in our community that's at the greatest risk. So there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, a lot. And a lot of people do a lot of the work. It's it's amazing. The people that we have that are working on all this stuff. But like I said, it takes all of us, to work together to do this. It's crazy. And so that's why I'm so excited about Rotary getting on board and Rotary. I spoke about Gordon McAnally, who was our international president, 23, 24, and that's super important to him for Rotary, so that we take care of people in Rotary and we take care of people in our community. That's what it is. So with that, let's see. I guess let's go to our quote for today. And this I even talked about this earlier. Be where you are, not where you think you should be. Be where you are, not where you think you should be. I got to work on that myself a lot, all the time, almost every day. So be sure you keep the numbers in your phone, have them memorized. You never know when you're going to be the person that's going to give hope to someone else. You just could be. You just never know. And I always say, and that's why our show is named the way it is, there is always hope. Thank you.